Greetings, Judah. DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Hey, guys. I was reading an article today in The Economy. That's the name of the news organization, The Economy. You can look the article up when you get a moment. But in the article, they were talking about Americans being, unemployed Americans, being $5,000 in debt, as well as no stimulus probably going to be coming to those individuals for Christmas. And, and I thought I would just take a moment, just to remind, the conscious among us that, there are decisions that we should be making, and there are decisions that if we don't make, are going to have some very, very serious consequences, guys. And one of those decisions is, how do you use your resources? And if you've been following this channel, I was talking about this well over a year ago, a couple of years ago, about 2020 coming, and how that people would waste their money on Thanksgiving, waste their money on Christmas, New Year's, when they needed to be storing that money, holding on to that money, and buying, food and other survival materials, for the time of sorrow, for lack of a better word, that is to come. I mean, there are so many people now in food lines, guys. So many people out there, are hungry. So many people are losing their automobiles. You have people that are 6, 7, 8 months behind in their rent, and that rent subsidy, in other words, not subsidy, that rent, what would be the word, delayed rent? I think that's the right way to say it. It's being delayed. That comes to the end at the end of this month. Same thing with the unemployment benefits. So if your unemployment benefits are running out, you're not getting any more. And if there is any benefit that's passed by Congress, which don't hold your breath on that, you're probably talking $300 a week at best, guys. And so that said, when they use the word Christmas, and that's one of the 2 points I want to make and remind you guys, when they say Christmas, I'm like, why would you waste your valuable resources on, some fake, heathen, celebration or time for celebration, when it's not time to be celebrating? If you're about to get evicted, you don't have food in your refrigerator, you don't have a stream of income, and no way to get outside, depending on a government who's clearly doing everything in their power to make sure that nobody is working. All right? Why would you waste your money? And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, it's just to feel good, because I just want to feel in the Christmas spirit. What is that? Is that some kind of demon that you go find to make you feel like a Christmas? What is a Christmas spirit? Not quite sure. I know Christmas is Saturnalia. I know it's full of paganism. I know it has nothing to do with Yeshua. But is there some other spirit that you're trying to get in context? Are you going into some type of occultic behavior where you're conjuring up? Are you conjuring up spirits to come in, and what do those spirits do? They just lie to you and tell you that you feel better about something that you absolutely are not feeling better about? So are you conjuring? I don't know, because it makes absolutely no sense for you to be using resources for something that is surely made up by corporate America, I might add, at least the one that's being celebrated now, to outfox you, to glean the last few nickels and dimes that you have under the guise that we want some normalcy. That's the guise. That's the deception in it. They're deceiving you to say, well, you know what? Go enjoy Christmas, spend money, enjoy yourself. You don't have to miss Christmas. What the hell does that mean, missing Christmas? Think about it. What does that mean, missing Christmas? You don't have to, so I don't have to miss Christmas by enriching the rich at the expense of my family and having the things that are necessary for my own self-survival. And then I know there's another group out. You say, well, well, I'm not going to spend any money on Christmas, but I'm going to do the rest of the stuff. So you're going to put up your decorations and your lights and all of that. So you don't have money for rent, you don't have money for food, but you got money to pay extraordinary utility bills. For the lights and all that, because that's not free. So you have money to waste on that. Judah, you got to come into your right mind, Judah. If you don't come into your right mind, I am telling you, this is going to be the worst winter. I'm not going to say the worst winter in your life. You're going to experience one of the worst winters in the lifetime of men on this planet. You had better walk away from that. You had better leave that foolishness alone. Do not give Walmart and all these other Amazon, all these people your resources. You don't need any Christmas clothes. You don't need any Christmas toys. You don't need any Christmas decoration. What you need is food, supplies, a roof over your head, transportation, in case you still can keep your job. Hopefully that when they close down this government, you don't get laid off. Can you imagine what that's going to look like? Some of you guys are going to get laid off. Some people are going to get laid off, and they're not going to be able to get any kind of government subsidy at all, and they're going to be screwed. Could be you. Could be any of us. And yet we're wasting resources and looking at the government that somehow or another this government is going to come and bail you out. They're not coming, guys. If they were coming, they would have already came. They didn't come for Thanksgiving, did they? I know many of you say, well, they would never let Thanksgiving come and let Thanksgiving go without giving us a stimulus. Well, they did. And a lot of you guys went out there and wasted money on that foolishness. The day of mourning for your people, I might add, Judah. And now here comes Christmas. They're going to dupe you a second time. And then after Christmas, they're going to dupe you one more time for New Year's. And then they're going to leave you out there to starve. Freeze your asses off. If you're in... Well, almost anywhere in this country, in the wintertime, it gets cold. And they're not going to come. They're going to have you right out there in the food lines begging for bread. You know, one of my favorite songs, Psalms, is Psalm 37, verse 25. And this is when David's saying, praise all due to Yah, who has never, allowed, my children, he's never let me down. He said, I was young and I am old, and I've never seen the righteous forsaking or their seed begging bread. The righteous. How are you righteous? By staying away from these wicked, occultic things that are an insult or that are idolatry or going against Yah. That's what David was talking about when he said right, because David got caught in fornication, adultery. Y'all know that. Killed an innocent man. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Had all kind of issues going on in his household. So, but yet Yah say David was a man after his own heart. Why? Because he was perfect in all of his ways? No, because he was righteous in all his ways. He never allowed anything to interfere with Yah in his life. He knew that Yah was the creator, Yah was the master, Yah was his Elohim, and come hell or high water, he wasn't going to move from that. And whenever Yah came and rebuked him, he accepted his chastisement. Just like a child accepts its chastisement from a father, or like a father chastises his son. So, but many of us, or many of you all, are doing these unrighteous, paganistic holidays that all you have to do is go look at the origins of this stuff and it will be clear. And a lot of you are not doing it because you don't want to know. Well, ignorance of the truth is not going to get you, it's not going to escape the consequences. Ignorance of the law is no excuse to violate the law. Same thing with the Most High. Your ignorance is, your willfully being ignorant about something is really a reprobated state of trying to be a con man and trying to con the Most High, who knows everything. So you can speak and say all these kind of things and pretend like you don't know, and Yah's just going to come right back there and say, you did know. And now you're lying on top of your rebellion. So like Saul, when Yah called him out on bringing in those heathens and those heathens' cattle, and he tried to blame it on the people, and that he had did what Yah had asked him to do. 1 Samuel, y'all read that. He told him, no. You knew better, and you ain't blaming it on nobody. You own it. And he told him, you know what, Saul, your rebellion is as witchcraft, and your stubbornness is as idolatry. And that's what's happening with a lot of you guys when you don't refuse to walk away from these Hellenistic days. That is rebellion. When you rebel and when you refuse, that's just an act of rebellion. And you're not rebelling against man, you're rebelling against Yah. When you decide, I'm not going to go look into it, I'm not going to do anything about it, then I'm telling you, you're rebelling against Yah. And don't you think for 1 second Yah will bless you. Them demons that you conjured up may come in there and I don't know, bring you a trinket, throw something under your idolatrous tree that Jeremiah chapter 10 tells you that you shouldn't be doing, because that's what the heathens do, and those things are dead things, and you shouldn't have any part in that. Go read it. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 4 or 5 tells you about the so-called Christmas tree. Plus that Christmas tree goes right back to Nimrod and all kind of wicked idolatrous stuff. But again, how can you be in a financial crisis? How can you be in a financial emergency and you're wasting resources on idolatry in the name of Yah? You're a liar. You're being deceived. Maybe you're not a liar, but you're being deceived and you're speaking lies. Time to repent. It's time to ask Yah to give you a renewing of your heart, renewing of your mind. You know, like Paul said, I die daily. I agree with Paul. I repent daily myself for the things I know I did and things that I don't know I did. And that's what you should be doing. And your repentance allows you for clarity and gives you a letting Yah. If man won't give you another chance, Yah will give you another chance. And at the end of the day, who are you, a man pleaser? Or do you want to be pleasing before the Creator? And so I think it's something that you need to strongly consider, my brothers and my sisters. Why would you participate in these foolishness and enrich the rich when you don't have the resources to take care of yourself? Are you waiting for the government? Goodness gracious. The wicked government who we know are controlled by demons and demons. And that's who you're going to for resources? Them? Don't you know that if you go to Satan that's blood money. Satan is going to want to sacrifice for that money. You say, well, what kind of sacrifice, DG? He wants your ass. Well, what do you mean? I ain't giving myself to him. You ain't got to give yourself to him. The minute you go get something from him, he owns you. And he'll show you how much he owns you when you're sitting outdoors or you're hungry or you get sick or something happens to you because of what's going on in this economy that I'm not allowed to talk about. That'll be Yah's judgment. Now, you need to ask yourself the question, are you going to reference Yah? Are you really afraid? Are you afraid of what this world may have going on? Or are you afraid of Yah? Yah said, I didn't give you the mindset to be afraid of anything going on this planet, but I definitely gave you the mindset to fear me. To fear him, Elohim. But these are the consequences, guys, of those kind of decisions when you walk away. And I just thought how interesting it is for, someone to be talking about, oh, it's Christmas season and they're going into Christmas season, $5,000 in debt and no stimulus money on the horizon and the economy and da da da. I'm like, what are you talking about? Who gives a shit about Christmas with all this stuff going on? You shouldn't give a shit about it under normal circumstances. But goodness gracious, now too? You think about that, guys. Think about what that would look like before the Messiah. What kind of rebellion that is. Well, I know he wants me to. No, he does not. I know he wants me. What about my children? What about your children? What about them? Your children don't know you love them yet? So you got to go in and buy junk, trash, plastic, things that are made with, with wires and that kind of stuff, so your children can be preoccupied, so you're not spending time with them, or they're not spending time with you, which is the commandment of Yah, so that you can train them up. So you'd rather give them distractions and call that a pleasing to them and taking care and making them happy at the expense of them losing their souls, because at this development in time, you should be shaping their minds with the word of Yah and who they are as the people of Yah. You'd rather go to the heathen and let the heathen dictate to you what kind of date December 25th is going to be, as though you're going to be here December 25th. That's not love, guys. That's deception. That is not love. That is deception. If you love them, you would explain to them that, first of all, these things are things we may have done in times past, but we're not doing it anymore. It goes against the will of Yah. Look at this world today, kids. Look at the circumstances we're dealing with every day versus 1 year ago. That should remind you that Yah is judging this planet, is judging this world. And that's all. If you explain to sit down with these kids and you broke that down and helped them to understand that, and I can assure you they won't be worrying about no Christmas. They would just be worrying about, Mom, Dad, is y'all going to watch over us? Y'all going to protect us? Mom, Dad, we going to be able to keep our house? Mom, Dad, are we going to have food to eat? Mom, Dad, are we going to still be able, to travel without having to go out here, and get on a public transportation and risk ourselves to the element and to whoever knows who's going to be running around these streets in another 2 or 3 weeks when shit really hits the fan, when this purge actually starts? See, those are the things that an intelligent mind, a mind of wisdom, would be talking about. But worrying about, Christmas, that should be the farthest thing. Again, let me give you, I'm gonna give you some words, something for you to reflect on. As our, one of our prophets, Isaiah, said it a long time ago. He said, "An ass knows its owner, and the ox, two dumbass animals, knows its master." But my people don't know who they are. My people don't know what they are, what they're supposed to be doing. So a ass, which is a dumb animal, a mule, an ox, a dumb animal. All they here is for labor. And Yah is saying that's all you have become is labor, because you don't know who you are. And how do you validate? How does he validate? Because he watch what you do. An ass or an ox is going to follow wherever their master send them, whoever's in control. Christmas, if you're celebrating Christmas, then the government and this system of corporate, this system of materialism, that's who's controlling you. It's not Yah. Yah's not controlling an ass and an ox, but he's not controlling many of you either. You're being controlled systematically, socially engineered to feel that somehow or another, if you don't give away your last bit of resources to heathens, that somehow or another you can't be happy or your family can't be happy. That's a lie. That is a lie. Trusting in Yah, you know what I'm saying? Walking in the knowledge of who you are in Yah, studying the word, looking at the history in our book, that would help. That, trust me, that's all the encouragement any of us need. It's what I survive off of every single day. And it ain't about how happy I am. It's a knowing that I'm protected and I'm sealed by Yah. No weapon formed against me will prosper. Now, it doesn't say no weapon will come against us. No weapon will come against me. That's not what it said. It said that weapon will not prosper. It's like Joseph said, you told his brother, you guys were trying to do me wicked, what you did when you sold me into slavery. He said, but what you tended to do for evil, Yah meant it for good. See, that's what he means, no weapon formed against you will prosper, if you allow yourself to be guided by Yah. And Yah is not going to guide you into idolatry. And that's all Thanksgiving. That's about mass murder and hatred. But that's all Christmas and New Year's is. It's 100% about idolatry. And if you're in a situation where you know you need the help of Yah, why would you put yourself in a situation where you would never hear Yah if he was calling out your name? You got too many other gods going on there. If you want to hear from Yah, you better rebuke those things. You better walk away from the things, and you better line yourself up and get yourself prepared for darkness. Yah say, seek me while it is day, because when night cometh, no man will find him. This darkness is fast approaching, guys. Fast approaching. And when he simply means that, guys, it's going to be too late. The moment is going to come when it's too late. That's what he means by darkness. And when it's too late, there's nothing you're going to be able to do. You're going to have to deal with the consequences. Many of you guys, they're going to drag you out of your homes. They're going to throw you out in the streets. There's going to be nobody out there for you. And you're going to be looking at the government. Come on, government. Government going to say, we can't do nothing for you. We can't even help ourselves. Well, they would just be gone in hiding. They're just going to, like they do every year, they're going to go on their Christmas holidays. And they're going to be nowhere to find in a couple of weeks. You ain't going to find them till after the new year. They're going to leave you out there to deal with whatever you got to deal with. And if you hadn't prepared and you didn't listen, then, you own it. But the day is one more day. The day is one more day. You can do something about it. You can do something about it. If you have resources, don't spend your money on the electric bill for Christmas. Like, take that money, go buy some beans, go buy some rice, go buy some canned goods. Go buy some candles, matches, firewood, whatever you need to keep yourself warm, blanket, extra pair of socks, beanie, a knit hat. That's where you should be spending your resources at. You follow me? Looking to see if there's someone around you that you can help if you have all those things. But to be sitting around here worrying about, how much debt you're in and still talking about, spending more money on Christmas. That is a lack of wisdom at the highest degree. Shameful. Shameful. Now I'm going to end this video with another reminder. Guys, remember what Joe Biden and the Democrats were talking about a couple of years ago? I know you don't remember because this other thing got in the way, thing that I'm not allowed to talk about anymore. It got in the way, and everybody's been absorbed in that particular thing. But you remember they were talking about confiscating your guns and taking your guns? Don't forget, guys, that's who your soon-to-be president is. He's the guy that wanted all the guns. He want all the guns off the street except for police, who is going to give 300 million of more weapons to police you. When the Second Amendment gave you the right to have guns to police each other? Nope. To protect yourself from a robber? Nope. It gave you the right to protect yourself against a hostile government. King George was a tyrant, and that's why the founders, or if you want to call them that, that's why they put that in the law, to make sure that they would never be under a tyrannical government ever again. That's why you have a right to have arms, and they're going to take that right from you, and you can't get any more tyranny than what you hear coming out of these people's mouths right now. The legislation and the things they're trying to push, and the things they won't push, they're trying to get corporations to push it because they're cowards, because they know the people will rise up against them. So they're saying, well, we're going to let the states and the cities and private businesses make the decision on what's going to be acceptable in their businesses and what's not going to be acceptable in their business in terms of whether or not you can work there or enter there. Now, I think you know what I'm talking about. But that being said, guys, do you have something to protect yourself, to defend yourself? You know, and yeah, your weapons are there to make sure your government stays in check, your police, your military stays in check. Now, obviously, it's the most powerful, vicious military on the face of the earth. I mean, our military go around with drones killing men, innocent men, women, and children. So I know, you know, that your weaponry is not going to stop them, but it'll give you a sense of hope. You know what I'm saying? It also, I mean, Yah can send his angels in there with you with your weaponry, and all of a sudden, to your enemy, Yah can manifest you times 1,000 or 10,000. I mean, the Psalm says that 1,000 will fall at my left side and 10 on my right side, and they shall not harm me. Remember that? That's Psalms 91. Go back and read it. But if you got nothing, how y'all gonna help a man or a woman who don't have anything and didn't prepare and didn't care? Because they say, you know, well, y'all got me. Y'all don't have you if you don't have yourself. Y'all say, I got you if you're righteous. Are you righteous? No, you're gonna be out here with Christmas and having decor and all kind of idolatrous things all around your house, so-called angels, etc. That's what you're gonna do. But yet you're saying, y'all got you. How? Yah does not serve the unrighteous. He said you can't serve two masters. Either you're going to love one and hate the other, or you're going to respond to one and reject the other. You can't say Yah, you can't serve Yah and mammon, materialism. He made that clear. So you guys are going to go after materialism in the name of Yah when Yah saying, I have nothing to do with that. And you're not supposed to have anything to do with it either. Again, go back and read Jeremiah chapter 10. He's right there in front of your eyes, Judah. The heathen, let them do what they do. Heathen, that's what they do, guys. Heathen, that's what the heathens do. Especially ain't for the heathens. And by the way, heathens, you know, heathens, you know, they got a bunch of heathens. Now, you know what the heathen is? The heathens are those who reject Yah, not the so-called thug or the so-called wretched amongst our people. The twerkers and the ones who walk around with their pants down and won't take a bath and hair nappy. Those are not heathens. They may be undesirable. They may be, you know, thuggish and, you know, whorish. But they're not the heathens. The heathens are the ones who are going to be celebrating, you know, these next set of holidays. That's the heathens. Y'all made that clear. Don't do what the heathens do. Come on. That's what heathen is. But again, because many of us are so what is the word? So enchanted, another witchcraft word, enchanted by them that whatever they say, we that's what we hold on to. So they say we're the heathens, at least many of our people, because we kill each other, we deal in drugs, or fathers incarcerated, etc. Brother, those are not heathen behaviors. I just told you what heathen behaviors were. If those heathen behaviors, Yah would have never said David was a man after his own heart. David was a righteous man because David didn't put anything before Yah. And whatever he did have a fault, he accepted his fault. He didn't pin it to Yah. He repented and went before Yah. And then when Yah removed it. David got up on his feet and went on about his life as though his slate was clean, because it was clean. It's like I think the prostitute who got caught in adultery with Yeshua. He said, where are your accusers? She said, well, they're gone. He said, well, if they don't judge you, I ain't going to judge you, but I'm going to tell you something. Don't do it again. Because if you do it again, they're going to come back for you. All right? And that's what Yah's reminding us. If you've got a time of year that that you need to feel good, have peace, and you want to feel better about yourself, how about just using what I just said as a cleansing, as a spiritual laxative, and clean yourself out. And just like I said, it'll make you feel better when you clean all those toxins out of your body. Then if you just use these words that I'm sharing and apply that to your body, that'll give you that feeling of joy and peace and strength, you follow me, and courage that you need in these dark days ahead. And that's what you need to be focused on, not some Christmas and spending more money with these same heathens who have created this whole situation in the first damn place. Quiet as it kept. Quiet as it is kept. And yeah, I'm talking about big government and those who are behind. Big government number corporate, guys. That's just corporate America. And those who own those corporations, from the banking industry to the retail industry and everything in between. And they have an agenda out there. And guys, they're going to work this thing, man, like a damn, a pimp working a hoe. Sun up to sunset. And, overnight as well. But that's all I got for you right now. But I thought it would be time to bring these things up. Your gun, they coming for your guns. So you better, if you ain't got them already, you don't have ammunition already, you already against it. You already are against it, time-wise. And you don't have food and resources. You're going to be in a concentration camp, a FEMA camp, and getting fed 2 or 3 times a day. Whatever it is, they're going to feed you. And if you got if you want the idea, think about cheese and bread. See if that would give you a good idea. If you want to give an idea what kind of diet you're going to be, think cheese and bread. If that's where you want your children, your family to be, then keep living the way you're living and keep rejecting Yah and not listening to the word as Yah bring it through his messengers. That's all I got for you. Talk to you later. DFG. Bye now.